Money Spam Volume 4, and fellas, we are getting an overall increase tomorrow, and from here on out, it looks pretty juicy. If you haven't seen the past videos, boys, we are set to make some great strides when it comes to overalls, and we're going to talk about what I did, okay? I want to talk about the market, what I think is the best moves. Should you be selling? Should you be buying? We're going to go over the team and show you guys exactly what we did and kind of some time frames about what you can do as well and how to prepare for these overall increases. With that said, boys, let's get right into the video. Okie dokie, boys. Here we are to take a look at my team, and as you can see, the coin stack is depleted. We're under 1 million, but we have some things for sale, and we'll talk about the market in a second. I'm not selling for these low prices, okay? I think this is a buyer's market right now because so many people are selling, okay? A wise man once said, he goes by the name of Warren Buffett, be fearful when others are greedy and be greedy when others are fearful, okay? So what did I do? I greatly improved my team. I think we got some pretty good snipes here, boys. Now, let's start off and tell you what we did, okay? We moved off of the Jets. People are moving to the Jets because they know we're getting a Michael Vick who goes on the Jets. We're probably due for an Ed Reed. And the Jets have some really speedy cars right now. They also just got Quincy Williams, another LTD. So the big money guys are moving over to the Jets because they're starting to look pretty. At least that's what I'm thinking, because we sold off some of the Jets for a pretty penny. Now, I want to start out and just tell you guys what I did. We'll get into the market, so hang tight for that. We went Chargers, okay? We got the free Quentin Johnson, who we did play a game with, and he is elite. We picked up Ladd McConkey. Now, we built him, okay? Fellas, if you get out there and snipe around, sometimes you get some really good snipes on the preseason standouts. You only need 2 of those guys, okay? 55 to 50K. Get those. And then go snipe up random 82s, boys, okay? The random 82s right now, you can get sometimes for 45K. We did get a couple snipes at 45K, mainly under 50, though, fellas. And if you're getting them all for 50, it's 250K. I think 250K for program 85s are ideal. Now, Ladd McConkey, we built for around 250-ish, I want to say. Free Johnston. We picked up Baker Mayfield, fellas. Why? Because I think the quarterback market is set to take a hit. But then why did I buy Baker? One, he's an LTD. How much lower can he go? All right, does he min out, which means he'd be 400K-ish, right? Before you just quick sell him. Baker is still an 86 overall quarterback who's actually very good. Pretty mobile, good accuracies, and a cannon of an arm, okay? With that being said, I bought him for about 494,000 coins, meaning if I just quick sell him, I lose 150,000. I sold my John Elway. People have been asking me, should I sell Kyler Murray? That's a tough one to answer. And if I were using Kyler Murray, I probably would sell, okay? I just think the team builder market is set to take a hit. We'll talk about that more when we get into the market. But I think that value for Baker Mayfield is still there, right? We're at 86s. Yes, we're going to be going to 87s very shortly after this. But for right now, Baker Mayfield is a major improvement from John Elway for me, okay? And with all these quarterbacks coming, Shedeur Sanders, Michael Vick on Saturday, I do think the quarterback market can take a hit, but I don't think Baker has a lot of room to move. Maybe he comes down to like 450. Who knows? Maybe I overpaid a little bit. But this guy, for the time being, can help me get wins to make more coins by playing the game. And then, obviously, we picked up right here, Rashawn Slater, 250K. We got a good snipe on him. He's selling for like 270, 280 already. And then we picked up Joe Alt. We did overpay for him a little bit, like 260. I wanted to get him at 250, but these guys are extinct. You can't build them. You can probably pull them. We don't know for sure yet. I needed the Charger, right? I needed the Charger. We had to get the top end cards. And then we're sticking with the Packers, right? Still the Packers theme team. We still have the crystal cards, holding on to those guys. And then we have some working to do on the defense, right? I don't want to be a seller into a declining market, okay? Is there potential for the market to come down? We'll talk about that. Yes. Is it guaranteed? No. In fact, I think people are going to realize the new cards are going to be expensive. So they're going to go back to these 85s, and then it becomes people buying in the market, which raises prices. I think these guys are at an all-time low. Dwight Freeney, awesome, okay? Picked him up for 240K, goes on the Chargers theme team. Great, fantastic. I think that's another great price, okay? He is one of the best edge rushers in the game, goes on so many theme teams. There's no reason for me not to pick this guy up for 240K. I can't build him for that. And then right now, we're just looking to move off of Cisco. Gonna have to pick up team builders, but I'm not picking up team builders because I think they do take a hit. Now that you guys kind of see what I'm thinking, what's going on in my brain, how I built my team up, my team greatly improved, right? Yes, we did have to spend some coins, but the team definitely got better, and I think we got a bargain. Now let's head over to the market, and I'll explain a little bit further. Okie dokie, fellas. So overall, the market, we are in the catalog right now. I want to talk about the market now and what I think you guys should be doing and what could potentially happen, okay? So with that being said, boys, the overall market is so down right now, okay? We barely see these champions at 300K right when they come out. Let's just go take a look at some of these programs, okay? Collectors is a little bit different because you need all 5 of the collectors, okay? But if you take a look across the board, these guys sitting under 300K, some at 300, the newer ones, okay? There's not a lot in the market. Now, it takes a while. He's in fact coming up already, right? It is nighttime, so sometimes you see the cards come up. It's been a little bit odd lately. Typically, you see it flip-flop. You see more sellers in the market at night. But with that being said, we'll see what they do tomorrow. If you're looking to add to your team, I think now is the time until possibly Thursday afternoonish, okay? I think people are going to start to realize that the new 86 overall champions aren't going to be cheap. They're not going to be cheap, okay? They're going to take a while to lower this market, all right? People are going to see 86 champions. You're not going to be able to replace your entire team. People sold off into this market. They're selling at 250K. They're selling at 280K, right? They're selling at 300K. You could see these guys climb back up by the weekend, okay? Because they're going to quickly see, I cannot afford to get all new cards, all right? They're going to come back to their good cards, right? They're going to come back to Jalen Waddle, all right, at 300K. They're going to come back to Bayard possibly, Buckner. They're going to come back to these guys, all right? Now, 82 should be popping out more willingly, right? Which could stop these cards from getting overinflated, right? They're not going to get back to 400K. They're not going to get to 350K. I think what happens is they kind of settle in around 300 to 330K. That's why I'm buying at 250. Now, if they do get to that point, right? If they at any point during this time frame from now until like Sunday, I will sell. Okay, I will sell my team off. Why? I paid 250K. They get to 330K. That's 50K profit per card. Do they get to 330K? Possible, not likely. I think a really good price is about that 300 to 280 mark, somewhere in between there. Even at those prices, boys, I'm profitable. Then after that, come next week, right, when we get more 86s and we're set to bump up to 87s, so even more 82s and 80s and 81s are going to be spitting out. That's when I'll look to buy again, okay? That's what's going through my mind. That is my mindset. These guys right now are going for a little too cheap in my opinion. Now let's go take a look at the preseason standouts, okay? Preseason standouts are really good cards, okay? Ladd McConkey's going for a little bit of a pretty penny right now, and if he goes up any higher, I might sell him off right away, okay? I think 330K is way too much. Now he's only sitting at 312. Luckily we were able to build him for, I want to say it was about 260. We got pretty good snipes. We got some at 50, some at 55. Got some good snipes on the random 82s. Ladd McConkey is a very good receiver, okay? So is Victor Cruz, all right? Victor Cruz was under 200K at one point. It looks like he's starting to climb a little bit. Let's take a look at him. Under 200K, 190, right? If you need help at wide receiver, this guy is not bad. 85 base speed, okay? Do we think we're getting 86 base speed receivers? Well, we don't have any coming yet, okay? We don't know. There's not one coming for Team of the Week, it doesn't look like. It doesn't look like there's coming with Campus Heroes yet. Monday, we already know what's coming. It's not a receiver, okay? These guys should rise in price. There's not going to be an influx of receivers. Now, we don't know about Legends quite yet, okay? We don't know what's coming for Legends. Maybe we get a Randy Moss or something, which could tank the market, right? That could tank the wide receiver market. There's going to be specific things like that that will affect certain markets. For example, the way I'm talking about quarterbacks, we're getting an influx of quarterbacks very quickly at 86. That will affect the market. That's why I was willing to sell John Elway for 205K or something like that. This right here, though, for me, 200K is an unbelievable price for a top-end receiver, okay? An 85 overall, fellas. That's what we're talking about. And then everything else, I think, again, 250K, I think, is a fair price, right? It's not like these guys right here are going to be getting spit out of packs, okay? It's not easy. It's not going to be that easy to pull 82s, and it's going to take some time to supply the market. It's not going to happen overnight, boys. There's not going to be a million 82s pouring into the market come tomorrow, come Thursday, come Saturday even, okay? There's going to be some more 83s. There might be a few more 80s and 81s. It's not going to be very easy to supply the 82 market overnight to drive these prices into the dirt, okay? That's what my thinking is. And again, if you're looking to add some of these guys at 250K, if you're looking to move to a new theme team, like 200K is ridiculous. Now, there's some players, okay? For instance, Brian Branch goes on a very good theme team. If you really wanted to add him at 250K, he's sitting at 280 right now. I wouldn't be mad at you, but this isn't one of those good cards. 83 base speed for me, unless you're rocking a Lions team. My goal for the 85 program champions, boys, is to buy them up at 250K. We did very good on that, right? Now let's go take a look at Legends quickly, another program. Legends is a little bit different because typically we get good offers with Legends. Now they haven't been the juiciest, but they've been okay, right? You saw the very first Legends drop. Those were some juicy offers. Then the next day they were bad offers. Okay, I have a Darrell Revis. I'm looking to move off of him. I'm not selling yet, all right? I may sell Friday, early Saturday possibly, because people are going to want their team back, okay? And this is a good one. This is a very good card as well. Let's take a look at him. Attributes, 85 speed, 87 excel. He's a little bit on the short side at 5'11". He's been okay for me, right? He hasn't been Zeus. He hasn't stopped every single play. He's been all right, okay? I'm okay moving off of him, but not at these prices. Under 250K for me is a buy for one of the best cornerbacks in the game, okay? And really quickly, we might as well go take a look at him because this is a comparable cornerback, and I believe the value for him, if he's under that 250K mark as well, I would rather have him than Revis, but I'm still not going to sell Revis. 260K Witherspoon. Similar, same speed, 236. Like, fellas, that is hard to pass up on. Like, I could literally just swap these guys right now. Sell Revis for 250. I lose about 10K, but I upgrade, in my opinion, to a better cornerback. We can, in fact, compare him directly to Revis. And here you go. Revis, a little bit better acceleration, less agility, less jumping, same play rec, worse man, worse zone, and a little bit better press, right? And I don't press a whole lot, so that's not a major deal. 1 inch taller, but he is, in my opinion, the better cornerback, okay? Revis, again, has been good. Witherspoon, I think, is a little bit better. I'm not going to make that move right here, but at 236, fellas, that is a great cornerback for you to get, all right? So if you want Revis or you want Witherspoon, if you're trying to decide between the two, you can see the price difference there. That's a great price. That's a great price. And then with that, fellas, that's my thinking on the program cards, okay? If you want some, buy them. 250K, I think, is great. I think these guys, again, settle in around 280 to 300K by this weekend. Finally, what I want to talk about, okay, are the core elite cards, all right? This is where I think the market is set to take a pretty big hit, okay? These core elites should be spitting out, okay? Now, maybe the 85s should dip a little bit because we're getting 86s. The 85s here, like these guys for 500K, insane, right? These guys should dip. Lamar should dip, especially with Shador coming. All these 85s, if you have them, hurry, sell them, okay? 83s. Now, this is a juicy part right here, okay? Lock in for this one. 83s, boys, are going to be used to build new sets. I am trying to snipe these guys up at 60K. It has been rough in these streets, okay? Let's just go take a look. I bought one for 69K. Nice, right? 69K I bought them for. It's rough, okay? They're out there randomly. I have not stumbled across one. I've seen them on mutt.gg. I try to go get it. It's already gone. People are on top of this, okay? Where could this market go? I personally feel like, again, when all the dust settles, I think these guys do kind of sit around that 80K and float down to 70K, okay? Now, right away, right off the bat, these guys could actually jump up, all right? And as you can see, we're kind of floating through this market. There's not a lot out there. 60K, I think you can make a pretty penny on these guys. Again, it has been rough, but if you can sell these guys off right away, like come Thursday morning when people are really trying to pre-build, or we finally get the cards for Campus Heroes and people are realizing I need these, they're going to take a little bit of a jump, okay? Now, I already said what I thought about the new champions coming. I think normal pricing is coming. This is not normal, seeing promo cards be 300 to 400-ish K. Usually they're more to 400 to 500-ish K, all right? Sometimes up to 600K. I think that is coming back, all right? Especially with these jumps we're gonna make really quickly. Just take a look at this market. If you had to buy these cards right now to build, it's gonna already cost you over 400K. These are sitting at 80. The new cards coming out that you're going to need for Campus Heroes are probably gonna come out at like 100K. The new cards will be expensive, meaning the old promo cards are good buys. Now, the 82s though. Okay, now that you know something about the 83s, the 82 market, I do believe is set to take a hit, okay? Not a massive one, but it's definitely going to be coming down. These cards will not be used for any new sets. They're also not very, very good cards, okay? Right, like a Zach Tom. We were able to buy one for 45K, sold him off for 70K pretty quickly, and here he is sitting at 70. These cards are set to take a hit as well. I would sell off any 82s, 81s, and 80s for sure, okay? I don't know how far these come down. Now, I would say probably the 40K mark, right? And then you could see 81s come down to like 25 to 20-ish K, and then 80s down to like 12 to 15K, right? 80s could go down to the minimum price, okay? 80s should be spitting out of packs. I would sell all this stuff off, right? These cards are going for a little bit of a pretty penny, right? They've stayed afloat for a very long time. It is definitely time for these guys to come down, and I believe they will. Now, the one thing I do want to talk about is training, okay? Training. I have been gobbling up minimum training, which is 109 coins per training. And the way I've been going about that is I have been buying 75s. 75s are at the bare minimum right now, which is 1,203 coins. These could go into sets to build up from the very, very bottom, okay? We tried this method with Legends. We misjudged what we actually needed. We didn't know you could actually use 74s, but 75s still went up in price, okay? Now, if we're going up one overall, we're thinking 75s should go into that set, and that will be the minimum, which would kind of make sense when you look at it, right? 575 should build 178, okay? 575s build 178, which means the 78s would cost you about 6,000 coins to make, okay? That sounds about where the market is right now, okay? It's not awful. The other thing is there's a backup plan to this. If the 75s, if you're getting them for minimum, just quick sell them, right? You can use it for training. You're going to need some training. Right now, we're out here rocking no abilities on our team. If this plan happens to backfire on us and we don't make a ton of coins off of this, or we're not able to pre-build with them, we have minimum training, right? I'm buying these guys up at minimum price. The only flaw to this method is that they could break the floor on these guys. These guys don't go into sets, and these guys get even cheaper, which means training will get cheaper. Now, in general, training should get cheaper because the 80s, 81s, 82s should come down a little bit. Now, fellas, now that you understand my thinking in the market, where things are going to go, where prices should be, how you could improve your team right now, I think you have a decent window. I think you have now, when you're seeing this video, all the way until Campus Heroes, all right? Once Campus Heroes come out and people see 2 days back to back, man, these champions are 500K. I can't afford to build a whole team. I don't have enough coins. I have to go back to some of these 85s. And then the 85s start creeping up. All right. Thursday night, I think we could start seeing some juicy prices where we could potentially sell off the cards we bought today. Now, I'm not investing. Okay. I don't want you to invest in these. I'm not investing. I built a team for cheap. If they get too crazily priced, they get up to 330K and I can make 50K profit off of every card I bought today, I will sell, right? There is going to be a point where these 85s do come down to 250K and they start to fall below that. So, fellas, that is the market. That is my thinking. That is my predictions. If you have any questions, please feel free to comment down below. I know that was a bit of a ramble, but it's very informational, I think. I could be wrong on some of these things, all right? Again, we didn't really touch on the team builders, but I think the team builder 82s are definitely set to come down. Those guys are sitting at like 70K, which should bring down the 85 champions who are sitting above 330, about 340-ish K. Those should come down to a little bit. That's all I got for you, fellas. We're going to head over to the outro. All right. Alrighty, boys, and that is it for How to Be No Money Spent Volume 4, fellas. How to prepare for an overall increase. Now, fellas, I know this was a long, wordy, lengthy video, and it may have got boring at points, but hopefully we laid everything out. Hopefully we put some text up there for you that you could stop, pause, read it, maybe understand a little bit better. But again, if you have any questions, please comment down below, fellas. This is what I am here for. I'm here to help you guys out. That's my goal. I want everybody to eat and not have to spend a dime on this game. With that being said, I just want to summarize everything, man. I think we haven't seen these cards this low yet, man. Some of these cards are at their all-time lows. Now, am I timing the market perfectly? Probably not, right? They might get a little bit lower. There might be points where you get some good snipes that are even cheaper than where they're at now. I just believe this is typically what happens when we see overall increases. A lot of people sell off their entire teams because they think there's going to be a massive market drop. It takes time, fellas. It takes time for these things to happen. It doesn't happen overnight. Just because we get an overall increase doesn't mean there's going to be 1,082,000 out there to drop all these cards down to 200K. Now, this is a controlled market. This isn't a free market, right? If this was the free market, I feel like I could actively and accurately predict this is the right time to be buying, okay? EA could come out with some crazy bundles that are going to spit out like a flash sale that'll have 2080s in it or 2082s in it, right? To drive the market down. I don't think that is the case, okay? Right now, they haven't broken the floor once. They could break the floor, and that could drive prices down a little bit. But typically what we end up seeing when they do break the floor is, so believe it or not, the market rises on those cards. It's a little bit weird. It's counterintuitive. It doesn't seem like it should work that way, but it does usually. It's a weird market. I've seen this market for quite a while. I am hoping I am right. Obviously, I'm putting my coins out there into the market. I'm showing you exactly what I do. It's not like I'm trying to mislead you guys. So I hope everything works out, boys. So far, No Money Spent is going well. We have a great team right now, greatly improved. We still have a bunch of stuff to sell off. So after everything's sold, we're going to be sitting probably about 1.5 million, maybe back up to 2 with an even better team. And again, if these cards get way overpriced that I purchased tonight, I will sell them off because eventually they will go down to 200K. All right, we're going to be making some crazy jumps. With that being said, though, boys, that's all I got for you. If you guys would not mind smashing that like button, subscribe, that'd be greatly appreciated. But that's it. Hope you boys had a blessed one. Peace.
For more awesome content, like and subscribe now.